Hello everyone, my name is Janet Parfit even, can't speak today, and I'm a priestess of Caridin and a priestess of the stars and a priestess of the moon. Triple priestess. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about 2026 and I'm not going to make any predictions, people. Except there will be change. That I will predict. But there's a few things going on in 2026 that I wanted to talk about. And firstly, the numerology. Because 2025, if you add up 2 and 2 and 5, that makes 9, yeah? So 9 is in numerology to do with endings. And I think that all of us have had some of that coming into our lives in 2025. But 2026, 2 and 2 and 6 makes 10, and you take off the 0, so that makes 1. If you did want to keep the 0 on and look at it from a tarot point of view, then 10 makes the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune to me is all about how this is the hand of fate, and how there are things that happen in our lives that we are responsible for and that we have control over, and there are things that happen in our lives that we have absolutely no control over. And to me, the Wheel of Fortune is about the things that we cannot control. And there's always a bit of a trade-off in our lives between what we can control and what we cannot control. If you're interested in this book, there's a book I recommend in this idea. There's a book I recommend called The Astrology of Fate by Liz Green, which is an excellent book, all about fate and all about how the astrology and fate come together and blah blah blah. Very good book. But anyway, numerologically, 2026 is a 1, and this is new beginnings. This is a time to kind of get going, and we've done the endings, and now we have a chance to move forward and do things and get on with things. And this very much ties in with the Chinese astrology, because 2025 was the year of the wood snake. And the wood snake is the most gentle of the snakes, the least venomous. The snake is all about wisdom. And part of the wisdom of the snake is knowing when to move and when not to move. When is the right time to do things and when is the time to just wait. And the snake is a fairly passive energy. I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's more a kind of watching and waiting energy. And you're preparing and you're letting go, as the snakes do, as they shed their skins. You're letting go of all the things that no longer serve, so that when the time comes, you've thought about what you want to do, you've put everything that you need to do in place, you've done all the preparation, and when you're ready to go, you can just go. Because the next sign is the fire horse, and this is a very different energy. The fire horse is literally galloping forward with fire and passion and creativity and energy and enthusiasm, and literally being fired up, wanting to do lots of things and have lots of ideas. And it's like, oh, I want to do this, 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 this and this, and excited and full of energy. And there can be so many ideas that you're almost overwhelmed with it all, but it's fiery and passionate and very energetic. It's that spark of life, of creation, of doing. So whereas last year was very sort of slow and quiet, and there may not have been an awful lot going on. 2026 is like action, lights, camera, action, away we go. Lots to do, lots to achieve. I will say with the energy of the fire horse is pace yourself. Excuse me, I'm just going to drink some water. Because energetically the fire horse just wants to gallop and gallop and gallop, and that can be a bit, you can wear yourself to a frazzle if you're not careful. So I would say pace yourself. There'll be times when you have the energy to gallop, and there'll be times when you might slow down to a walk, but you'll still be going forward. And the most interesting, from my point of view, astrological thing that's going on is in February the 20th, I believe it is, Neptune will be conjunct Saturn at 0 degrees of Aries. And 0 degrees of Aries is the very beginning of the astrological zodiac. The space between 29 degrees of Pisces and 0 degrees of Aries is a portal. And it's like stepping through a doorway into a whole new beginning. It's like, if you know your tarot cards, the Fool's Leap, where you leap into something different. And of course the Fool is 0. So it's 0 degrees. It's that leap into the unknown, the leap of faith, having total faith, which is very fiery, that everything will be fine. And of course it will. This beautiful energy of that new step into a new life, a new beginning. There's so much newness around 2026. The numerology, the fire horse, this Neptune and Saturn at 0 degrees of Aries. It's really, I think, calling us to new things. But Saturn is very much structure and form and habits. In medical astrology, Saturn rules the bones and the teeth. It's this very solid energy. And Saturn is also about mastery, not mastery in master power over other people, but mastery in getting good at something. And usually the way you get good at something is you do it over and over and over again. And nobody learns to, I don't know, sing like Maria Callas or play guitar like Jimi Hendrix in a day. They obviously spent a lot of work and a lot of effort on their guitar playing, singing, whatever it was, to get that good at it. What we see on stage is a tiny bit. There's loads of hours in rehearsal rooms and all the rest of it that goes to making somebody really good at what they do. And Saturn is all about that. It's the hours and hours and hours and hours of practice that you put in to become good at something. Neptune is very different. Neptune is the dreamer and the dream. It's this beautiful, flowing, watery, spiritual energy. And Neptune is all about your dreams. Literally the dreams you dream at night, but also the dreams as in your goals, your visions. Where do you want to be in 10 years' time or whatever? On a beach in Bali with a long cold drink in my hand would work for me. But I digress. This energy of the dream and the structure, and often Saturn and Neptune don't really rub along that well because they are so different. But I think in this instance they can, because my interpretation of this is that Saturn comes along to give structure to the dream. Okay, you have this dream. What is your dream? big dream, little dream, whatever it is, and how are you actually going to make that dream happen? How are you going to make this dream work? What are you actually doing in your life that is going to bring that dream closer? Because that's what Saturn is about. Saturn is taking these little baby steps that enable you to make your dreams come true. Goddess is going to help you with your dreams, but you have to meet Goddess halfway. She's not doing all the work for you. She's not going to drop your perfect life into your lap like manna from heaven. She expects you to step up and actually help with that as well. It's very much an energetic exchange. So Goddess is going to help you. What are you doing to help yourself? Sorry, my eczema's playing up and I need to have a scratch. Oh, that's better. Right. Sorry, you probably didn't need to know that. So this is very much the tortoise rather than the hare. It is this process of taking steps that get you on the path towards your dream. What is your big dream? And what can you do today to get you closer to that dream? What step can you take? What can you actually do that's making that dream come a little bit closer? That's to me what 2026 is about. It may not be pretty or flashy or that exciting, but it is doing these things, the very practical, sometimes very boring tasks that get you to your destination. Because it's easy to think, oh, one day I'll write a great novel. One day I'm going to learn to play the guitar. One day I'm going to learn to... Yeah, right, okay. If we don't actually do anything about that, that dream never happens. So don't do it one day. Do it today. Do that thing that makes that dream just one step closer. It doesn't have to be a great big thing. You don't have to build Rome in one day. It is the repetition that is important. And Saturn's like that. It's quite repetitive energy. That structure is part of, right, every day at 10 o'clock I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. Whatever it is that you want to do, is doing that and doing it over and over and over, so it becomes a pattern, so it becomes a routine, so that you do it and you do it and you keep doing it. And if you keep doing it, I promise you, you will get really good at it. Might not happen in a week or a month, might take a year, might take more, but you'll get really good at it. So have patience with yourself. Again, Saturn is very about patience and taking it slowly. There's no rushing Saturn. But this 0 degrees of Aries and Neptune and Saturn coming together to actually start you on the path to your dream. To me, that's quite special. 2026 is the year that you begin to make your dreams come true. And I really hope that whatever your most beautiful dreams are, they really start to happen for you. Thank you for listening. Blessed be.